queue, and it was 402 quid per ticket. It's like, fuck yourself, man. I mean, this is supposed to be for the fans. This is supposed to be for the fans of Birmingham. If it's to celebrate Birmingham, why Napalm and Benediction both throw? Why are these bands not asked to come on? Why have they not said, if we're celebrating the fact that it's from Birmingham, it has to be in Birmingham, it's about Birmingham, it's about Ozzy, then give the people further down the scale a little bit of a leg up. You know what I mean? Instead of making it all the people that Guns and fucking Roses, fuck off.
Mate, whereabouts are you?
Birmingham. Centre of the world. Centre of the heavy metal world, mate.
Mate, I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, it's a good thing you mentioned that, because, hey, that's actually one of my questions, Darren. Let's go back. Let's go back to little Darren. Darren in Big Birmingham.
Mate, I'm 6'4". I was never little.
I'm 6'7". I got you beat.
Fuck off, man. Jesus.
Mate, how would you describe Birmingham in the 80s? Because, I've got Barney Greenway going about it on more than one occasion. Fuck me, he did not mix words about Birmingham and about Maggie Thatcher. How was it? How do you remember it?
I just I'm too lazy to get into politics, so mine was always about the music. And the music in Birmingham was fucking awesome. I mean, we had sorry about my language. We had gigs
for as much as you want.
Yeah. Fuck. We had gigs every week, man. We had punk gigs down the little clubs. We had metal gigs at the Birmingham Odeon and the NEC. It's fucking awesome, man. Every week we had a gig to go to. So for me, it was perfect. I mean, Birmingham was and still is a shithole. But that's just the way. I mean, there's a fucking bin strike at the minute, so everywhere around the streets there's just bins and rubbish piled up fucking high, man, and all that. Well, I'm not going to go into that anyway. I was but it was a good time, man.
Right. So so for all the hardship and whatnot that that Barney remembers so vividly, it still had, like, the arts was still a thriving.
Yeah, well, that was our escape, wasn't it? I mean, as well as that, I mean, being a rocker in Birmingham was kind of difficult. I was in a school of 1,600 people. There was two rockers, and the other guy just played truant all the time. So it was basically just me. I was the only one in the school. I was kicked and punched and bullied and fucking God knows what, mate. And I was about that fat. I was about as fat as my finger. So I was a weak piece of shit, man. But heavy metal was my thing. That was my shield. That's put my battle vest on. That was my badge of honor, and I fucking hid behind that, man. I'm still doing it. 56. I'm loving it, man. Fucking loving it.
Yeah, I love that. There was some meme kicking around of some young guy going in a Motorhead shirt going, "It's not a phase, mum," and then the same bloke in his 50s going, "Oh shit, it really wasn't. I'm about to turn 40 and I'm feeling."
Well, mate, that was the same with this whole death metal thing. When we first kicked this off, we were kind of wondering, what people were going to think of it. We thought it was going to be a fad. We thought we were going to be involved in it, and 2 years down the line, everybody's going to realise, oh, we can't get on with the vocals, and 37 years later, here I am, I'm still doing it.
It's wild, isn't it?
Kevin,
I've been lucky enough to get to know Kevin Sharp from Brutal Truth a bit.
Good old Kev, man.
And he recently just shared on his social media a video of early Napalm. Like, we're talking Justin and like, they're going at it. And this video was filmed in 1986. I wasn't even one at the time, and I'm hearing this music. Christ, if you could call early grindcore even music, and I'm just thinking, imagine.
It's right, mate. Yeah.
As an adult, like in the 80s, and just being like, I don't know.
Well, that was the thing at that time. That's what we were doing. We were going to them gigs in Concrete Socks and Heresy and whoever the fuck else, and we were hanging around with Napalm, and that's why we started to get into it. And a year later, we formed our first band, Reprisal, and then 2 years later, we changed it to Benediction, got Barney in, and there you go. But it was just some kind of weird music, but it was so powerful, so energetic, and it was just so off the scale that you just wanted to be part of it. It was that whole loner at school being bullied kind of thing again. This was something that people are not into, and you're not supposed to like. So fuck you. I'm going to follow that train, man.
And now, some 40 years, 40 odd years later, Gotcha plays the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm proud that we're actually on the big stage, but that makes me kind of. I don't like it being too popular. It's like again when I was a kid, heavy metal. You were the loner. It's kind of cool to be into rock now. It's cool to be into metal. It's kind of lost its edge a little bit. I kind of like the fact that we were different. I like the fact that people talked about us. You know what I mean? Like we were fucking Martians or something.
Yeah.
I kind of I enjoyed that notoriety, and it's kind of gone now. I mean, you walk into department stores and they've got Motorhead t-shirts and AC/DC t-shirts, and kids are walking around with them, and you just want to stop them. The kid with the Ramones t-shirt, give me one fucking song title, man. Do you know what I mean? And the kid would go, "What? It's a band?"
Yeah. Nirvana's not a clothing brand.
What's that? Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly.
It's interesting. There's a well-known metal music journo in Australia called Andrew Haig. For all I know, you've probably spoken to him before.
Probably, I don't know.
Probably. But he described going to see Metallica. I'm thinking on the Damaged Justice tour. Again, like this is well before my time, but he's a bit older than me. But he was saying that, like, they were lined up outside that concert venue, and people were driving past looking at them like, who are these freaks? They were scared of them because metalheads in a big, the normies were driving past going, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was a similar sort of thing, when we started going to gigs in 82, 83, Motorhead and Merciful Fate and standing outside the Odeon, and you've just got fucking grandma doing a shopping, and there's all these 6-foot dudes with long hair and leather jackets stinking in patchouli oil, and people are looking at you and they're like, well, there's fucking thousands of them here, man. And Motorhead did do like 3 nights, 2,500 a night, 7,500 people. And yet we're still the loners. We're still the individuals that don't fit in. But there's 7,500 people over 3 days going to see Motorhead. It's just fucking nuts, man.
Is it strange to think, obviously, the lineup drop for the last ever Black Sabbath show, when that came out, people were just...
Yeah, but that's going to be a fucking circus, man. I mean, that's the whole it's going to be like Freddie Mercury's fucking final, that tribute to Freddie Mercury. Everybody's going to come on and do a couple of songs to a backing track, and then everybody's going to say how much they love Ozzy, whether they fucking do or not. It's a publicity stunt for them, and then they're going to wheel the poor old fucker out on a wheelchair, and the guy's going to fucking croak over some songs. Leave the guy alone, man. I understand they want to give him a send-off, and maybe it's Ozzy that wants to do it. But you know what? Sit in the fucking Royal Box, watch the gig from afar, and just make it 6 or 7 bands and play a proper set. You know what I mean? Do a few songs with Tony or Geezer or whatever else. But there's so many bands on. It's just going to be so fragmented and so corporate. I mean, I saying all that, my missus did queue for tickets for 2 hours.
Yeah.
But when she finally got to the front, it was 402 quid per ticket. It's like, fuck yourself, man. I mean, this is supposed to be for the fans. This is supposed to be for the fans of Birmingham. If it's to celebrate Birmingham, why Napalm and Benediction both throw? Why are these bands not asked to come on? Why have they not said, if we're celebrating the fact that it's from Birmingham, it has to be in Birmingham, it's about Birmingham, it's about Ozzy, then give the people further down the scale a little bit of a leg up. You know what I mean? Instead of making it all the people that Guns and fucking Roses, fuck off.
I did see that and just thought, are we just grabbing anyone who has ever quoted?
That's exactly what it is, mate. It's a star-studded event, and it's got nothing to do with Black Sabbath. It's all a star-studded event because they want to make it a big gig. But what is it? What's the connection between Ozzy and Guns N' Roses? Or it just makes me fucking sick. I'm glad we didn't get tickets, but if I can blag in, I'm still going.
Yeah, 100%. Give me a door spot. I'll be there.
Absolutely, mate. You're fucking right, mate.
I've had that so many times with shows.
Yeah,
they're like, "Oh, Tom, do you want to review this?" And I'm like, "Oh, not particularly."
Yeah, but I'll do it. Yeah, mate.
Mate. So, oh, sorry, I was not expecting to tangent that hard, but it's true. Like. It is weird, and I must admit that is a refreshing perspective because all I've heard since that drop is, "Oh my god, this is going to be the best thing ever," and there really hasn't been a dissenting.
Nah, it's not though, is it? It's just going to be corporate bullshit.
Yeah, not having it.
Not having it, mate. Yeah, but yeah, like I say, if they send me an invite, I'm there. Fucking two-faced, man.
We're all hypocrites. It's part of human
Yeah,
nature.
mate. Of course, yeah, of course, yeah.
Mate, like as we've talked about, growing up in Birmingham, was there a gig that blew your mind that you walked away going, "I'm going to be a musician"?
I think it was a collection of all of it. Excuse me. I started going to gigs in '82. In the 83, 84, I mean, you think about 1980, all the albums that came out in 1980. I mean, that was the best year for heavy metal ever. So 83, 82, 83, I saw bands like Saxon, Priest, Motorhead, Michael Schenker, and every single one of them blew my mind, man. And then Motorhead and Persian Risk, or I can't remember any bands off the top of my head, but the Saxon gig, Michael Schenker was fucking awesome, man, absolutely awesome. And then you got Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind, and Defenders of the Faith, Judas Priest. All this is condensed into about 3 or 4 years, and every time I went to a gig, it was like, man, I got to do that. I got to be doing this. I almost broke my leg trying to catch Rob Alford's hat. He spun it out, and I was about 6 rows from the front, and in the audience, it was them solid wooden back seats, and I'm standing on the fold-down part of the seat, and I leant forward to get it, and my shin hit the seat in front, and I don't know how I did. I bent forward, missed the fucking hat though. But I mean, But you know what? I've still got in the loft like a bunch of drumsticks and a bunch of plectrums and shit that I would catch when I was a youngster. And now I'm doing that. It's just mental that somebody comes up and asks me for a plectrum, and I've got all these plectrums upstairs in the loft from Rat and Ozzy and all these fucking cool bands, man. It's fucking awesome.
It is bizarre getting to meet people that you've looked up to.
I tell you what, it's bizarre when they call you by your first name. That freaks the shit out of you. You know, you go. I talk to Priest or wherever else, and they'll just say, "Hey, Daz, how are you?" It's like, wow. Yeah, it's just fucking mental. I remember when we did a gig in Milan. It must have been 2000, 2001. Sometimes a festival with Megadeth, Judas Priest, Motorhead. And Lemmy walks backstage in his white get-up, his cowboy hat and everything, and everybody turns away. I'm like, what's wrong here? And they're all like, wait, it's Lemmy. You can't speak to Lemmy. I'm like, fucking watch this. March straight over to him. I'm like, Lemmy, I don't kiss ass. That's not what I do. But you're the reason when I was at school that I do this. You're like a sort of god to me. And he said on his cigarette, he went, son, I've seen God on LSD. He ain't all that. And he just walked off, and I'm like, ugh. And then later in the day, we're trying to get into a club in Milan. I didn't realize there's 2 places in front of me. And he turns around, they wouldn't let him in. He turned around, he patted me on the shoulder, and he went, hey, they won't let me in, so they're not letting you in. Let's go back to the hotel and drink some Jack. And I'm like, fuck yeah. And we did, and I don't remember the night. Awesome, perfect. Mate. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant.
Mate, I was going to come out with some anecdote, but I don't have a story that can fucking top that. Getting blackout with Lemmy.
Absolutely, mate. As far as I'm aware, our singer at the time, Dave, dragged me and Frank back to our hotel across the marble floor by our legs because we were on our ass, proper on our ass, dragged us to the lift and shoved us in the lift and fucked us in the room. There you go, sleep. But yeah, I don't remember the night. I remember getting there, ordering 2 pints of Guinness, Lemmy ordered a bottle of Jack and just spun the top off. That was fucking awesome, man. And that's the guy I'd paid like £3 to see. In 1983, broke my bank for a motor and anvil. Fucking awesome.
It's there was a great I think it was Scott Ian from Anthrax told this amazing story. I think it was Scott Ian, or we'll say it was him, where they were hanging out with Lemmy for the first time, and they're all just kind of gathered around Lemmy, in a bit of a semicircle. And Lemmy pulls out a bottle of Jack. And they're like, oh, all right, we're going to party. And he unscrews the cap and he hands it to Scott Ian. And they're like, okay, cool. And then he brings out another one, opens it, and he gives everyone a full bottle of Jack Daniels. And they're going, dude, what the hell? We're going to die. And he's like,
yeah,
all right, fine. You don't have to be a whip about it.
That's totally him, man. That's totally him. God rest his soul.
We should probably talk about your band at some point, eh?
Oh yeah, I'm still in the band. Yeah, I forgot about that.
This has been my favorite kind of interviews. So, mate, I have just the reason I'm a bit sweaty is because I've just done my. I'm lucky enough to have a home gym at home, and I was just doing some mighty leg press while listening to your latest album. Um, it's so. What were some of the biggest challenges in making it?
I don't see him as I don't necessarily see him as challenges. I think Benediction are in a very good position where we don't sound like every other band. We don't sound like every other death metal band. I mean, I played festivals where all the bands sound the same. We don't. We sound like Benediction because it's the only way me and Rui can write. It's the only stuff we really like. I don't like all the faster shit necessarily. I prefer Entombed and Master and Massacre, that mid kind of pace. So that's the sort of music we write. So it's not necessarily a challenge for us because we've only been writing that for stuff for 40 years now. So I guess we got the hang of it. We got a bunch of ideas and we're just trying to get it. We don't live in the same city anymore, so it's a bit awkward. But I don't find it as a challenge. I don't think the Benediction progress. I don't think we're tearing up trees. We're not reinventing the wheel. We've got no intention of doing so. Mama, I don't want to grow up. I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think it's a challenge. It's a challenge to keep it fresh and interesting. Because if you're only writing one sort of music, you've got to. How do you keep it fresh? But I think we kind of still managed to do that somehow at 50 odd years old. So yeah, I don't necessarily see it as a challenge.
The album art, I love how passionately old school you are about it. It reminded me when I showed my wife the album art, and I was like, this literally looks like it should be airbrushed on the side of a panel van.
Absolutely, mate. But you know what? When I was a kid, that was the thing for me. It's not the same for kids now. I used to queue up at HMV to buy the Iron Maiden album, and then I would spend the next 40 minutes on the bus dissecting the album cover and looking for Derek Riggs's little signature mark, and I would read the lyrics and the thanks list and everything, and I would get on. Mum would say, "What do you want for tea?" And I'd go straight upstairs, man, bang the plastic on, and that used to be a big thing for me. So I think the artwork's quite important. If you do have a look at the artwork, there's a few little bits in there that people don't see. There's a few little references to Doctor Who. There's a Liverpool Football Club badge on one of the walls. And we've hidden a few little things in there that, just for our own amusement.
Scavenger hunt. I like it.
Yeah, mate.
As someone who's been doing this for so long, like, what are some of the strangest things you've seen in mosh pits over the years from when you've been on stage?
Wheelchairs, they're the best ones. When you get a wheelchair, if it's someone spinning around in a wheelchair and they pick him up and they put him on stage, man, we've had that 4 or 5 times. That's just nuts, man. You have to just stop and applaud the guys for the endeavor. You know what I mean? The guy can't fucking walk and he's floating across the sea heads and just ends up on stage. I love that. But yeah, I've seen also crutches and when you play Obscene Extreme, they're all dressed up in fucking bananas and fucking doctors and nurses and also, and every time you turn your head, there's a different character from a different film in front of you, and you're trying to concentrate on playing a good gig, and the mask jumps up in front of you or something.
Or there's some naked guy, or just
absolutely, mate. Yeah, absolutely. But it's all cool, man. It's all good.
Obscene Extreme is on my bucket list.
Awesome, man. It's one of my favorites. Favorites. Yeah.
How long is it? Is it 3 days?
Yeah, 3 days. Yeah. But it's a lot of underground bands. I mean, the top end of the market is us, like, but then underneath you got some seriously obscure bands from all sorts, all places of the world, man. And Kirby, the guy that runs it, he's totally well into it, super into it. So yeah, it's cool. And it's all policed by themselves. There's no actual police there. It's all done in house, all vegetarian and all. It's all cool, man. Dead cool. You got to go.
I really love about it because I personally don't drink anymore. But
I see ya.
Hey, I smoke weed.
Cool, man.
Yeah, no, I was a recovering alcoholic. I've been over 7 years, but I just left the army after 11 years. And now, because of all my injuries, they've hooked me up with legal weed. So I'm like, yay!
Wow, all over it, mate. Yes.
But fuck yeah. But yeah, I like the idea that, so people can get drunk. So what? Someone's drunk. What are we going to do? Drink milk?
Absolutely. Yeah.
For years, and I could never understand that. It's like, if someone looks like they're drunk, you need to get them to leave the premises. I'm like, why?
Yeah, people get mixed up with drunk people and people that are causing trouble. Some people are just having the fucking time of their life, mate. Just leave them alone. They'll burn out.
Just fucking staggering around and being in it. Fucking go nuts.
Too right, mate. Yeah, leave them alone.
Put him in a wheelchair.
Yeah, send him on stage. Hey.
Oh man. Fuck it. All right. Here's a new one. Oh, man, I was getting really creative with these questions. So I was going to ask how you've evolved as a guitarist, but man, instead, let's talk some shit about 10-string guitars. Would you use one? Have you used one?
What?
10, yeah, I was just got me
No,
thinking
mate.
about different kind of
No,
guitars.
mate. Guitars have got 6 strings, basses have got 4. That'll do.
The guy from My Dying Bride gave me a fantastic quote about that because we started talking about it. He's like, Nirvana didn't need fucking 8 strings.
No, absolutely. And Lemmy didn't need 5 on his bass either.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, do you see, is there space for any? All right. This is an improvised question, so give me a second. How would, so you're very much of an old school mindset, you love that 80s, early 80s stuff.
Yeah.
Do you see, has there been any innovation in metal that you've liked, or do you think any kind of change from that is do you kind of avoid? How do you feel about it?
I don't like new metal. I don't like all the singy shit. But if you just take death metal, I think death metal's lost its way a little bit. I understand it's got to evolve, and I understand it has to change. It's been going for 40 years. But people are just intent on being the fastest or intent on being the most extreme rather than writing good tunes, in my opinion. It almost seems like it's a race to be the most extreme or the fastest. And I've never quite understood that. And I think people are losing the essence of writing songs. It doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to be technical to be good. It just has to be powerful.
Yeah. It's interesting. I had a really good chat with Burton C. Bell from the former vocalist of Fear Factory, and he was saying that he feels like metal has kind of reached a plateau, and I feel like it has, because as much as I love it when bands, Humanity's Last Breath, and they'll get their big sugary 10 strings and they'll try to make the most gargantuan sound possible, and I love all that. I'm rad, but where do you go from here? I don't
think we need to reinvent it, do we? I mean, we just need to keep doing it as well as we can. I don't see I don't see the need to just keep trying to find the next thing. Let's just make what we've got the best we possibly can, because it's a good genre. Heavy metal, death metal, speed metal, they're all good genres. We don't need to keep inventing, in my opinion, we don't need to keep inventing new genres and new things. Just do what we do best. Where's the next Motorhead? Where's the next Priest? Let's get that going. I'm not bothered about fucking all this new shit. I'm just not interested. Give me a Judas Priest album with a fucking crappy production, mate. I'll bang my head all night.
Okay, can we all agree to stop using air raid sirens at the start of metal songs?
Yeah,
that's cliched.
yeah, we have got a few cliches. I'm not necessarily into all that shit either. But, I mean, it's like us on stage. We don't have a stage show. We don't have stage clothes. We don't stand in front of a mirror like many people have stood next to before gigs. We just go on with our jeans and t-shirt and just do a fucking banging show, man. That's all we need to do. You don't need gimmicks.
I love it. And it's all.
I say that, but I used to love Kiss. I still love Kiss. So, but that was a whole performance thing. That wasn't necessarily there. But I don't understand why people need gimmicks, need leg ups. I mean, maybe it's just to be different. Maybe they just want to stand out in the crowd. But if you're good enough doing it, what you do, you don't need a gimmick.
Well, it's interesting. Like Lemmy, was that quote of Lemmy's, and it's like, people don't want to see the bloke. It's funny for a band that had such a stripped down production. He would then go and say something like, "Oh, people don't want to see the bloke next door. They want to see an alien from outer space. They want to see I'm paraphrasing, but I remember thinking, I was like, well, hang on, Lemmy. You want one or the other?
This is the guy that goes on stage in jeans and a t-shirt, a shirt, or right. I love it. The guy was mixed up, man.
I wish
loved him, man.
Enjoyed that. I wish it would have been so good. Darren, this has been rad, man. Thank you very much for your time. You're
welcome, mate.
This free rolling shit.
Man.
Yeah, I hate formal interviews. So this has been cool. Thank you very much. Well done on the album.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
Heavy as balls. And mate, enjoy yourself. Have a great day.
Hey, mate, there's talk of us coming down next year, so let's Yeah, we're talking to someone at the minute, so let's hope that happens.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna come run around in a circle with a shirt with no
sleeves. Yeah, mate, just come round and fucking buy me a drink, man. That'll do.
All good, mate. Have a good one, Darren.
So, man, good to talk to you, brother.